What if I told you there was a guy who could block shots like a center, finish at the rim like LeBron James, shoot 45% from 3, and stand nearly 7 feet tall? You probably are thinking about Kevin Durant, right? But I think it's time that you meet the Nuggets star forward Michael Porter Jr. Alright guys, before we get into this, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you're an NBA fan interested in NBA talks like this, NBA 2K, or even if you just like to watch me recreate basketball moments in NBA 2K, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with future videos. Going into the 2018 NBA draft, Michael Porter Jr. was one of the most sought after prospects. Porter barely had any time to play in college as he missed majority of the season with an ankle injury, but his high school hype and combined with the combine results, it still intrigued teams, with many deeming him a lottery pick. Scouts took interest in his smooth shooting form, effortless play on the offensive end, his ability to hit contested shots, and being near automatic from mid-range. Porter was also looked at as a potential of being a great all-around defender, having an insane athleticism, a large wingspan, and a 9-foot standing reach. He was said to also have potential as a ball handler and needed to gain muscle to be successful in the league. Now tell me if that reminds you of any other legendary forwards. Porter's rookie year wasn't anything too spectacular as he only played about 16 minutes per game, but his per 36 stats told a very different story. Whereas a rookie, he was averaging 20, 10, and 2 while shooting 50% from the field. However, going into the bubble, Porter absolutely went off, scoring 37, 30, and having a 23-point game as well. He averaged 22 points and 8.5 rebounds in the last 7 games of the season. Porter then did calm down, averaging 11, 7, and 1 in 24 minutes per game in the playoffs. Going into this season, we did expect to see something similar, and that is exactly what we got. Before the All-Star break, Porter averaged 15 points, 7 rebounds, and assists with 50% from the field. But everything changed 1 month ago when Jamal Murray tore his ACL. Michael Porter then decided to go off. In the last 15 games, he is averaging 25 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 1.6 assists, while shooting 56% from the field. He is also shooting 47% from 3 on almost 4 3-pointers per game, where the Nuggets have gone 10 and 15 in the stretch, where many people have deemed them to not be contenders anymore. Michael Porter Jr. has secretly become one of the most lethal scorers in the league in the last month, and the NBA needs to be worried. While he still has a way to go, MPJ is also a much improved defender compared to last year. But on offense is where things get downright scary. Unlike many generational scorers, Michael Porter Jr. is able to get his points within the flow of the offense. 71% of his 2s and 91% of his 3s come off of assists. Off-ball, Michael Porter Jr. is averaging nearly 3 points per game just off of cuts. Not only is Porter a devastating 3-point shooter, but he may be even more lethal around the rim, with 1/4 of his shots coming between 0 to 3 feet. From this range, Michael Porter Jr. is shooting 84% from the field, making him the best inside scoring forward in the league. Just for comparison, Kevin Durant was averaging 25, 6, and 3 while shooting 47% in his second season. The next year, he took the league by storm by winning the scoring champion and scoring 30 points per game. Not only does Michael Porter Jr. have a similar skill set to Durant, but his recent stats show that he is also on par with his career development. So we have a guy who has excelled every single time he's been given a bigger role. We have a guy shooting 45% from 3 on 4 shots per game. We have a guy who is finishing nearly 85% of his chances around the rim. We have a guy who is 6'10" and can shoot over anyone in the league. We have a guy who is not only a good scorer, but who is scoring 25 points per game in the second season. Michael Porter Jr. is not just another shooter, he's not just a lengthy forward. He has the makings of a generational scorer who can one day bring home a scoring title. This is all without even mentioning that Michael Porter Jr. plays with this year's MVP, who is the greatest passing big man of all time. Not only do the Nuggets have a core that will be able to contend with in the future, They have a core that can contend now, even without Jamal Murray, and in the future, they have a core who is ready to become a dynasty.